It's really been a blessing for my family and I. We've been of a service of lot in our community, and recently, like the last 4 months, we've been out. The Lord has given us the privilege to be able to serve like the homeless, and
Hmm.
that's made such a real big difference in our life because it goes from reading the word and studying the word to now applying the word, right? Your
Hmm.
children and us, right? We could be at church and we can hear the things that we're supposed to do, and there are things obviously in our daily walk with the Lord that we do. But
Amen.
then the part of service is the part that's challenging because you actually have to make an effort to go do that, right?
Hmm.
You have to make time to go do that. And it's been great how we've been able to find an organization that we were able to partner with and go and just go out there and share the gospel and feed people and clothe them, and such a blessing. Like we had a gentleman this past weekend, Corey. It's humbling, and you're grateful for the blessing, but it's also a sad. Like one of the things is I'm handing out coats and my wife's there with me, and a gentleman comes up, and if you have a coat, we don't give you a coat. The coats are for someone who doesn't have anything. So the gentleman comes up, young man, and he goes, "Hey, can I get a coat?" And I go, "Hey, my friend, I don't want to lose my job. You already got a coat. I can't give you one too." And he's like, "Yeah, but it was raining yesterday and the inside of my coat is wet." And when he opens up his coat, he's wrapped in plastic.
Mm.
And he wrapped his body in plastic so the wet coat doesn't make him cold,
Yeah.
because he's sleeping on the street over the night.
Mm.
So then I go, "All right, well, then we're going to do a trade. You're going to give me that coat, and I'm going to give you another one." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Can you help me take the plastic off?" And
Mm.
my wife's just right there with me, and we're both just taking the plastic off of him, and we're clothing him, and then we're giving him food. And all he can say is the whole time, like, thank God for you guys, thank God for you guys, and we're saying, no, thank God for you.
Mm.
And just really needing to put into practice what we're learning. It's not just, isn't it? It's so funny, right? The word of faith people, it's like they're earning their salvation. They got to do enough. They got to do enough. And then when you're so smart that you know everything, but then you're not doing it because you go, "Oh, I don't have to do it because it's not based upon what I do." And it's the combination. It's that I do it because I know it.
Yeah.
I'm not earning something. I'm doing it because of how much God has changed me, and I want to honor Him, and it's a privilege for me to serve now. So, what a difference it's made in our lives for our children to see, like, hey, they get to be a part of it too. I don't take them on the streets, but I take them to what we call a warehouse, and they help sort out the clothes, and they make the toiletry bags for the homeless,
Hmm.
and they get to be a part of it. And I think that would just be such a good encouragement for others out there to just find a way to be able to serve, to stop just thinking about you.
Yeah.
What am I getting for Christmas? Christmas so awful, isn't it, Corey? Hey, Corey, it's your birthday. We're going to honor your birth. What am I going to get?
Yeah.
And that's what we do with Christmas, right?
It is.
Hey, Jesus was born. What am I getting? That wasn't even good enough. I didn't even want that. All you got me was socks. And like the Father gives us the gift of the Son, and we have such bad hearts that we go, "What am I getting?" Instead of just, "Praise you, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your Son that you've given me that changed my whole life, Lord. Thank you."
You
Right?
know what? Can I say this?
So,
Um, I'm gonna let you. I got these other folks, but let me just say this about you. Um, Contrast with the people you mentioned, the Word of Faith people, or some of these folks who are apparently endowed with all of this power from the Holy Spirit. How come these people that have the ability to cast out demons and hear from the Lord all the time and prophesy and these things, we don't see them unwrapping people who've got their bodies wrapped up in plastic? We don't see that. Now they'll have a conference and they'll videotape the we don't see their Holy Spirit doing those things, getting down in the dirt with people. We never see that. How come the Holy Spirit makes you rich or makes you elevates your voice and gives power to your voice, but never does anything with your hands. Never that. So when someone says to me, Corey, you haven't experienced the Holy Spirit. Okay, fine. Let's take your Holy Spirit and compare it with the workings of the Holy Spirit in the Bible and what we see in the streets and what we see in places like Bangladesh or India, where there are actual Christians who are on the street dealing with other people who are suffering as well. Let's look at how their Holy Spirit works compared to yours. How they're more filled, I mean, with joy, how they feel blessed by being a service to somebody else versus you. Your Holy Spirit seems to bring him serving you versus you serving somebody else. I think the contrast between what you just said here highlights the difference between those folks who got all this power versus you who God is showing power in for the benefit of somebody else. I think that is a striking difference, a striking contrast. And I think that's what we should want to be more like you and less like them. So I appreciate that story.
More like Jesus. More like Jesus. More like Jesus.
I'm gonna have to cut this.
Nobody.
I'm gonna have to cut this part up because I want more folks to see this. Even though you got more hair than you really need, you do have. Listen, I will say this though: you got a nice beard. You have a matter of fact. This guy right here. This guy right here says that I need to grow me. I'm growing a beard. Y'all can't see this beard, by the way. Y'all see this right here? It's a. I don't need to be too long.
Or you got fade? That's a fade. You got a fade on.
I got a fade. I got a chin fade. So that's about it. I don't want to go through the whole itching process and growing it out and so forth. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Plus you got enough hair, so you need to decide which one, the head or the chin. Figure out which one you're gonna do. Go with that.
The thing is, I've learned from my brothers that you have to appreciate what you have, because sometimes you don't appreciate it till you lose it. So I'm trying to appreciate it. So,
no. When you lose it, you realize what you've gained. So anyway, let me go ahead and go.
I love you, brother. God
love you too, brother. I got to go next to, I got Joshua and